Good morning. I'm back out here at it again. Work on this for a few hours this morning. I printed those parts. We're gonna see if they worked. Let's see if I got a response here in my emails. I did not. All right. Let's see if that's gonna fit. We modified a mount for the screen. I tell you what, so this printer has satin build plate from Fabrico. And like you just saw me reach in there and just grab this right off. Like everything just comes right off of that. When it cools down, nothing sticks to it. But I've not had anything come off of it either while it prints. So I destroyed the build plate on the V0 because it on the smooth side anyway. Hello. You gonna track me? Hello. There you go. I mean, it's a year and a half old. Those smooth PEI sheets. It's had to seem to last about a year for me. This stupid camera. Are you tracking the camera? You're literally tracking the camera that's sitting in front of you. I need you to track me, buddy. Track me. Are we good? Oh, see how easy that was? I'm a person, not a freaking camera. Anyway. So, we modified this file, hoping that it'll fit this screen. So let's see if it worked. Seems like they want you to mount this the other way. Okay. But boom! It freaking fits. Look at that. Look at that. It's amazing. All right. And then the front snaps in there to hold that in. I probably should have hooked up the freaking whatchamacallit first. The ribbon cable. What we took on yesterday's stream, we took two mounts. We took the original mount for this, and mount for the version without the clicky clacky door. Combine them, cut the front off of the clicky clacky door one, and then merge it all together. I'm super happy with that. Super happy with that. So, as you may have saw in the whatchamacallit, I set up a camera so y'all can maybe see the build a little bit better. Good morning. How are you today, sir? I'm glad you're here, so I'm not talking to myself anymore like a crazy person. Ugh. So let's get this mounted onto the printer. Let's get some tools. Get some tools. Definitely doesn't. Good, 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 good. Out in your workshop? Nice, man. What kind of workshop do you have? I'm assuming one with 3D printers, but is it focused just around that, or is it a woodworking shop or auto shop? Bicycle repair shop? What's your thing? Just a little 9x11. Hey, man, that's perfect. You know, me personally, so I grew up, we didn't have a garage. We just had a basement. Old Belco doors. Just don't seem to be a thing out here in Ohio, but whatever. Anyway, so my two best friends growing up, their dads had giant garage shops. To me, the sign of you made it in life was having a garage workshop, and I finally made it in life. I don't care what my bills say. I don't care how small my bank account is or how negative it is. I made it in life because I got a garage shop. You design and build your own printers from scratch. Good morning, Raj. Now, I want to see that. You guys send me some pictures on Discord or something. All right. Let's see about the screen. Where's my ribbon cable? Ribbon cable, where are you? Come here. Come here. All right. I know you can't see. Bear with me for a second. There we go. All right, so there's that. Who knew? Are you gonna stay in there? Stay in there. There we go. All right. Boom. So I don't have a Discord server. Are you in any of are you in any of the Discord servers that I'm in? As if so, you can just kind of grab and DM me. I mean, I have a Discord server, just not really much of a server. I just set it up to chat with some friends. Raj, what are you up to this morning? So if you're in like the Voron Discord or West 3Ds or Fabrico, Steve builds Discord, Qforge, Polymaker, almost any of the 3D printing ones. Anyway. So, I am in Lee Marie 3D. Yes. In fact, you can just post that and show off your builds in Lee Marie 3D. Then we will all go look at it together. Yeah, show off your builds. My Discord name is ProjectsInDadsGarage. I posted it in Lee Marie 3D self-promotion channel for this stream. All right. Let's grab, I had to further modify these panel clips and also go back and print them in gray. I printed them in black and then realized that the one on the side is kind of actually part of the look of the skirt. You can see it from the outside, so I had to redo that. Did you DM me or... Oh, no, I see you posting. So I did move along without y'all last night and put the rear center skirt on this thing. We also got, just hold it up to this one. We got the skirt printed for our switch and filtered inlet. All right, here we go. Let's make this bigger. So here we are. That looks nice, man. Very Voron Trident-ish. Your 3 lead screws. Got your stealth burner on there with your Nomi. It's like your, looks like your print failed, bud. It looks like you have some problems right there. I can't. Hey man, tons of budget or not, that looks like a solid build. Got got your heat sinks on your stepper motors. Looks like a solid build. Solid build. Hey, no problem, man. Take care of it. But yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I tell you what, so it takes so much more to take things like that, random bits and pieces from here and there, and put something together out of it than it takes to just open up your wallet and pull out your credit card and buy something to put together and follow a set of instructions, and voila, you've got it. What you're doing there takes so much more work than that, sir. I commend you. And I mean it. It looks cohesive. So I love seeing stuff like that. Raj, just having a relaxing morning, sir? That's awesome. Sit back, have a little breakfast. I probably should have done that before I came out here. I managed to brush my teeth and make some coffee. That's about as productive as I was for myself. I guess I did manage to dress myself, so there's that. Hey man, that's awesome. I tell you what I find strange and commendable, and this goes not just for the 3D printing world, but for just people in general. So I find that oftentimes in life, it's the people that have the least who are willing to give the most to help out their fellow man. And I think it's because they know what it's like not to have. And, you know, one, I think that's absolutely fantastic that folks do that. Two, I think it's a real shame that those with the means to help others often refuse to. Yeah, I try to help. I don't have the money to give financially, but I try to help people with my time and my efforts to, you know, take the time, sit down, and helps people work through issues and get stuff running or get stuff fixed and whatever it is. You know, I don't have money, but I can give my time. 3 kids will make sure that you never have money. Ugh. Oh. You know, also a lot of, so the entire like 3D printing community, by and large, there's a few outliers, but I mean, you got folks like, you know, the Voron design group out there taking their time creating these things and then putting them out there for everybody to utilize and enjoy, make money with, whatever you do with your 3D printers, but they're out there designing this stuff and giving their time and creating things and then just giving that away for free. And you know, that's the same kind of thing. Anyway, we're gonna go over here to this screen and we're gonna get some VHB out, put it on these panel clips, get these panel clips on the bottom, and get this thing flipped back over onto its feet. We got one more skirt in the back to put on, but we need to get the deck plates off to get to it. And then we're gonna get a CAN bus wire set up, and we're gonna start flashing this box turtle. Let's see, it's nearly April. So we got November, December, January, February, March. 5 months later, and the box turtle's finally going to go onto the printer. Five months from the time like it was ordered. I'm going to be honest. Did not think it was going to be 5 months before my box turtle arrived and was built and got put onto a printer. Did not have that on my bingo card. Hopefully the light doesn't blow things out, but I need some light. Get X-Acto knife. Get the mat out of the way. I should probably get like another webcam for the bench. You guys want another webcam so you can see the build, the deck here, whatever. The bench, that's what it is. Still waking up. Still waking up. I've got a USB extension cable here. Is this going to be long enough? I think it'll be long enough. Grab a crappy webcam out of Z-Box Oak Stuffers. Here we are, webcam. I tell you what, so this cable is Thunderbolt 4 cable. I think it's Thunderbolt 4. It's 40 gig cable. These cables are so expensive. So expensive. All right. Camera, USB extension, the incredible 4-dimensional object that is a fucking USB-A port. Let's plug you into I would like to plug you into one of the powered ports. We're going to move the build camera. What are you doing over here to me? Can you just stay focused on what you're supposed to be doing? Let's move that. Boom. There's the camera. We'll have to reposition this in a minute. But let's create a new scene. We'll call it 3 cameras. As soon as my keyboard wakes up. No, still not awake. You awake now? No. Wake up. Oh God. Come on. Wait. 3 cameras. All right. All right, should be able to hear me now. Let's add camera. Video capture device. Oh, there we go. Need to scale this a little bit. Tell you what, these morning streams are rough. I mean, yesterday's morning stream, I had been up since 9:30 the night before, so by the time it was all said and done, we were at 26 hours awake. Oh. There we are. Build number 1. Capture device. Create new. What shall we call this? What are you? Some strange bug running across my bench. We will call you cheap webcam. We'll call you Logitech. All right, device. Where are you? Where are you? Oops. And we have a picture, folks. What we need is taller mount, though. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I promise we're going to get there. That looks about right. All right. Just a few more administrative add-ons, alerts. And then chat. And latest sub. All right, now let's put this on. I suppose for today we can go this direction. There we go. All right. Now you can see this area too. So let's do some VHB. On these deck panel clips, I don't know that I'm going to actually stick these to the deck panel this time, because I was not a fan of trying to get the ones off yesterday. So I might just leave the red backing on there. But I need the foam on here for the correct spacing. One panel clip. So I hope everybody's doing good this morning. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. I've got niece's birthday party later on this afternoon. So I don't know about the rest of you. And this really annoys the kids and the old lady. But I really hate doing anything on the weekends. I know they're stuck in the house all week. So they kind of want to, you know, get out and do things outside. Go to the store, all that kind of stuff. But I've spent my entire week either asleep or at work, basically. With the exception of a couple hours. And get up, make dinner and whatnot. So weekend comes around, I really just want to hang out in my garage. I actually woke up later than I wanted to, Steven. I like to get up before 7, at least. Normally up before 6. I woke up this morning, it was like, I don't know, 7:30 or something. How are you today, sir? But anyway, my biggest pet peeve is I hate going grocery shopping. I hate forking out the amount of money that it takes to buy groceries today. I hate going to Wally World on the weekend when the place is packed. Working third shift, I have the ability to go, you know, like, I don't know, Monday morning when there is absolutely nobody in Wally World. And I can just run through there, grab the few things I need, grab the groceries off the list, and get out of there. The old lady always wants to go on Saturday because I'm finally home and not asleep. So she wants to get out of the house, and she loves walking around Walmart. God only knows why. So she likes to drag me to Walmart on Saturday mornings, which is more like Saturday early afternoon. Normally right in the middle of the Lee Marie 3D stream. go grocery shopping with everybody from within a 20-mile radius in Walmart, and then wants to, like, I don't know, explore Walmart like she hasn't walked around it a billion times. Like they may have added something new and turn what should be a 20-minute grocery shop into a 2-hour excursion. Exactly. Just want to take her a chill on the weekend. Anyway, that's my bit of rambling and complaining. This. There we go. I wish I had some nice tripods. These ones aren't bad. This one I picked up at a garage sale for like, I don't know, $5. But I was out hiking once. I was out hiking once, and somebody had left a really nice camera monopod. And it's got 3 little feet at the bottom, but most of it's just one shaft, so that you don't have this huge monstrosity in your way. I picked that up. I was walking down the trail with it, looking for who it belonged to. I did eventually find who it belonged to and gave it back to him. But now, you know, years later, actually having a use for the thing, I wish I hadn't found the person. I was looking to see how much one of those things cost. And they are absurdly expensive. This, the one I found was like all carbon fiber. Thing. It was really nice, but yeah, so that cameraman, it was quite an overlook for the lake and everything, so clearly taking pictures of it. See if they fit. Yay, they fit. All right. This skirt project, I thought was going to be way easier than it has turned out to be, but has not turned out to be as bad as I feared it was going to be. Oh, I left y'all on the wrong camera setting. Mistake. My mistake. Let me get the right one. Let me get the right one. There we go. All right. Oh, also, I put our panel clips back on. I got that other one printed, got that put on so the side panel's nice and secure. I did use the little screw heat set area here. I took a M5 washer and a M3 washer. Put that all on there to make it hold that panel a little bit. All right, which way are we going? We're going towards me. We're going towards me. I should not have opened this door. Lessons learned. Well, there we have it. I think I like it. I like it. What do y'all think? It did. Yeah. Modifications we made worked. Perfect. I like it. I can't believe how it worked. I am going to have to flip the screen. Because when I power this up, it's going to be upside down from the orientation that it was before. So, remind me to do that before I put this bottom deck panel back. Now, let's get the bottom deck panel off. And pull these side panels off. We gotta pull these fans out. Get rid of my little makeshift panel clip thing over here. Still don't know what we're supposed to do with this heat set, but it is what it is. At some point, I'll go look at the Walking Poplar GitHub and figure out what on earth that heat set's supposed to do. I'll tell you what, these are my absolute favorite panel clips that I've seen or used. They're so easy. Just flip them and boom. Yep. Panels off. Right. Let's unhook the small X connector. Get these side curtain fans out. One curtain fan out. Two curtain fans out. Let's grab our little vacuum. Get some dust out of there. Filament. Alright, there we go. Now when we pull that panel off, all that crap won't fall down into the electronics bay. Probably gonna have to loosen the screws in the back. Nope. All right. Now we can get to the electronics in here. Let me take this door off too. All right. Now we need to for a wire. Let's go ahead and snap a picture of that so we remember. What was that? Something's making a noise. Snap a picture so we remember how this wiring goes. Excellent, excellent. Our wires. There's our filter. It's going to go into here. Get this put into our skirt. Shrimp Father, good morning. How are you today, Martin? There's that. Let me take top of this channel right off. Get that. I can't see it. All right, so the ones that are on the bottom of the switch go to the Wago connectors. Would remember that. Morning. What are you up to today, sir? Why? Why can't you just figure this out? So when I was trying to pick out what cameras to get, I was going back and forth between the little gimbaled ob spot and the Insta360, and I really thought Insta360's tracking would probably be better than the ob spot. I may have been wrong, because this thing has some issues. Sure my orientation's the same. Let me get that in there. I'm going to go ahead and hook up these Wago ones. Not connected to the Wagos. Just to make my life a little easier. It's in there. In. And then go and reference our picture we took. Morning. That mammoth. Am I saying that right? What kind of housework are you working on today, sir? Or ma'am? I'm not sure. I do not want to assume. It is not. Okay, brown is on the left, blue is on the right, yellow is on the bottom. Go over here and see if I can figure out what my stuff is making noise for. Shelling at me. I don't seem to have any texts or anything. I don't know what it's yelling at me for. Morning, Pop Boy. How are you today? Steven, didn't you get that Death Racer kit like a year ago? Like when that first came out? Okay, what did I just say? What colors? One where? Forget. Yellow on the bottom and blue on the right. Oh no. It's all gonna make it. Just unhooked it from the weekend. Wrong. Alright, then it brings it over. This thing. So let's switch. Alright, let's put this cover back on. I tell you what. Wire management, even if, like, this has a lot of wire management in it, and it is still a rat's nest. Let me see if this will work. Nope. Every other day, you want to just connect to this thing all the time. Today, you're not connected to the phone at all. Anyway, you have to take my word for it. But it's a freaking rat's nest. Even with all the cable raceways, like the time taken, making sure everything's just the right length. Still a rat's nest. Seriously, what are you digging at me about? You have notifications? I don't understand you. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. Alright, fortunately, we have one available USB port on the Pi to hook up and program the box turtle with. Let's get this last skirt actually screwed in place. Can't see over here. I apologize. Just take my word for it. That's being a pain in the butt. Yeah, one of those flexi spot tables, that'd be awesome. I cannot afford one of those. I will just have to wait till I make it big as a YouTuber and they won't sponsor me. No, the screw doesn't even work. What am I doing? Why did you hate me? I am, however, I mentioned this yesterday, and we'll probably stream it, but I'm going to be building a bench to replace this cheap table. I got this table like 3 years ago. Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, something like that. No, it wasn't Christmas Eve. It was like the weekend before Christmas. So that we could use it to wrap all the Christmas presents on out here. And it has been incredibly useful for kids doing crafts on, as a workbench, for barbecues, for someplace for everybody to sit down and eat. So it's been well worth the $40 investment to buy this table. I used to have one of the really nice Lifetime ones, the white plastic ones, back when I did RC cars. It was my pit table for when I went to races. Just set that up under the big canopy, and yeah, that was fantastic. Oh, good, you're tracking me now. But yeah, so the new table we're going to build, I think I'm going to make it just a couple inches taller than this. But it's going to be 4x4 legs, 2x6s all around for the top, and 3/4 inch plywood on top for the top surface. It's going to have, goes across, and drawer sliders cut out so that there'll be 3 drawers that come out from it. Like right here, there'll be 3 drawers. And then on the bottom, across the center, it'll be a 1.5 foot wide piece that goes across the bottom to put things on, like the totes, like Rubbermaid totes and stuff across the bottom. But you still have room to scoot underneath of it with the chairs for kids doing the crafts and whatnot. And the drawers, they can put some of their crafting stuff in. And then it's going to be on casters. I wish I had better casters, but casters are really expensive. So I picked up these ones. They're just little 2-inch ones, but I need them with like the locking wheels. So by the time like the jump from these at like $7 a piece to like 3-inch ones is goes from being like $7 a piece all the way up to like $15 a piece, double the price. And then to get like the nice 4-inch ones or bigger, you're talking like $20-$30 a caster. It's crazy. I'm hoping that these will be enough to support the table. It's not going to be rolling all around the shop. Just, be able to move it a couple feet one way or the other when I need to. All right. One less panel clip. Then back onto its feet. I forgot the heat set. Tell you what, if any of you guys have workshops and you have an air compressor or the likes, look, camera. I need you to track me. You track me over here. So, if you have an air compressor or something, these reel where you have retractable air hoses and a retractable electrical cord somewhere in the shop, kind of centrally located. That investment, you will never regret. I know that the windage for the airlines are, like 80 to 100 and some dollars, depending on what ones you get. But if you watch Harbor Freight for their sales, I think I ended up at around $40 for the 3/8 airline. And then the electric one was like 35. The electric's hooked up to a different circuit. The only thing on that, I have my IR heater, my garage door opener, and that. That's the only thing on that circuit. So that's nice. Yeah, I want to get so my compressor splits off to 3 things. I've got a hose reel over there mounted on the wall with a 50-foot air hose. I've got that retractable one from the ceiling with a 50-foot air hose. And then it goes off to a dryer for painting and airbrushing and whatnot. I want to, and I just have like a little 1/4-inch hose that I hook into that when I want to do something. I really want to get a 1/4-inch air hose retractable reel and mount it up underneath on the side of the bench, one of the ones that like swivels around, so I can kind of push it back out of the way. But then I can pull the air hose right here by my bench to blow off the bench for airbrushing right here or painting or whatever, I've got a nice little retractable thing for it because you don't, for that stuff, you don't need more than a 1/4 inch airline to do it. So you can only afford the cheap table that works loose quickly. Yeah, so Black Friday, um, I saw in Walmart they had some of those adjustable height desks for like $125. I mean, it's very RGB gamer, and that's not really what I was after. And it would have been too small for what I was doing, and it didn't look like you could like detach the legs and use the legs separately or anything. So I was like, in fact, they had a lot of people obviously said no to them because they had them on clearance like in February. Uh, on one of the little end caps in like the stationery area at Walmart. I considered it when it was like $75. I did consider it. I am out of coffee. All right, back on your feet. Put the panel clip on. Honestly, this is probably the only one I could have done without modifying it, since it's the original skirt for this, for those panel clips. It would have probably worked. All right. I tell you what, I cannot understate how thrilled I am at getting that screen mount to work. You are awfully dirty, sir. You are awfully dirty. I'm gonna get you dirty. All right. Do I have? I used to have an extra power cord. You know, still the power cord for this is plugged into the power strip that runs vertically behind the printer shelf to be able to plug all this stuff into. I don't feel like unhooking it, so. Grab our retractable power. Fingers crossed that we didn't screw anything up and we get no. Okay, sorry. See what I mean about the screen being upside down? There should be one of the push buttons on it to use to change the orientation. Yeah. Hopefully I can get to it. Boydie! Morning, sir. I am doing well. How about yourself? Let's grab a light. Let's see if I can push this button. Oh, the screen's the right way around. Ooh. This thing covers part of it, unfortunately, though. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So the top of the screen and the back button is covered by this by this part. It needs to be narrow. So if you see, the bottom of this is pretty thin. Top of this is nice and chunky. I need the top of this to be nice and narrow like the bottom. I can't, it's actually directional. So it's got 3 tabs on the top, 1 tab on the bottom, and this angle is not centered. If the screen mounted in this the other way, it'd be fine. But it does not. That's a pretty good deal, Shrimp Father. I'd take that deal. Yeah, well, crap is right. Let's go to the other uh, I'm going to show you this. We're going to go over here to printables. Let's go. All right, here we are, printables. I love how nothing is, like websites don't scale themselves to ultra wide monitors. It's perfect. I love that. All right, let's go into this. This is the file that everything was modded from. Let's go over here. Find the screen bezel. Display mounts. This one's the right way around. This one is. All right, let's go. over here to water slicer. I'm going to try to fix this. Fix this scale. Bear with me, folks, because this is an ultra wide monitor. So, just gonna try to make this fit. Right here. Give me this. There we go. We're just going to put all the cameras across the top. Video capture. Go there. I promise it's going to get better. I promise. I swear to you, it'll get better. Just bear with me. Video capture. Logitech camera. There we go. Oh, no. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm not. Just, hold on there. That's what we're doing. Delete, you bastard. Okay. Yeah, so the original files for this, the screen mount, the display bezel has the correct orientation. So you got single tab with fat at the bottom, triple tab with skinny at the top. So this is actually the right way around for this screen mount. So the one that I have currently that I was putting on there is the bezel from the Seaboard Trident modified ones. Seaboard modified this guy's files for that. So this is the original creator's screen thing. We used the original creator's screen mount and modified it with the cutoff back part of the Seaboard one. So we're kind of mixing and matching and merging files between two different things. So this is glass filled. We're going to, because I need to test stuff, we're going to print it over here. We're going to print it on the Micron. So I needed to test this with some glass filled filament anyway. Print, upload. Yeah, Shrimp Father, like, are you guys hiring? Are you, wouldn't happen to be in the central Ohio area, would you? Because me and Poity needed to be in the central Ohio area. Poity, when are you going to come up and hang out, bud? You live 40 minutes away. It's definitely a come hang out on a Saturday distance. You probably live within 5 minutes of my mother-in-law, who lives in Whitehall. Casinos? What casino do you work at? So, living until So I moved to Ohio when I was 26. But up till then, I lived in South Jersey, so I was right near Atlantic City. Neighbor across the street from me was a blackjack dealer for, shit, 40 years. All right, let's find our filament. It's on a plastic roll. It's on plastic. Do it. Vegas. You've got to be it. We need to find. Currently, I'm putting my spools of filament on the CR10 spool holder and running it over to the micron. I need to find a filament holder. I was trying to print out of this dryer, but the amount of drag that it puts on the filament is absolutely insane. So it struggles to pull filament out of there. I hate this screen. It's the CFT 3.5-inch screen. So I'm running the EBB 36 on the Micron, Hoity. I try to run that on everything. I really want to see the new board that Big Tree Tech showed off at in that live stream from the event in China that Doc and Steve and Nero were at. I really want to see that. Yeah, so the EBB 36 I find has been the most consistent CAN bus tool head board ever. If you want to give it a try, I'd be more than happy to help you try to set it up. I mean, the Nighthawk might be okay. I don't know. I've never used one. But I like the EBB 36 because it uses a stem controller rather than a RP 2040. Because I have problems with the RP 2040s when they get warm, they disconnect. And I've got one of those in the switch wire, but I won't run it in anything else. What heater are you running? Are you running like some big 80 watt or 100 watt heater for like a tube or something? I don't know how many watts the Rapido 2 is. I know that it has no problem driving that. It has no problem driving the 60 watt heater on the Revo high flow. And I've got some 60-watt heaters on I've had 60-watt heaters on other things. I think it's a 60-watt heater in my NF Crazy on the 2.4, and it has no problem with that either. We can look up and see what the Rapido 2 Ultra High Flow is. Yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, most people don't want to burn their house down. If you do, don't say anything about it. I don't want to be called as a witness for your insurance fraud claim. Put a little light on the situation. So let's heat this up and purchase material to this. That way, because I don't want any bleeding in between the colors. Man, I love the SKR Mini E3 V3. I've got one of my switch wire and another one that was just actually I don't know if it's the E3 V3 or the one of the other E3s. Was gifted to me for the second switch wire build, but I still need rails and a power supply still to be able to put that together. You run an 80 watt on the EBB 36, yeah. Yeah, so I back in October, November, I completely rebuilt my switch wire. I changed the frame from a black LDO frame to a blue one. Reprinted everything in the Polymaker orange Galaxy filament. It's like a nice burnt orange with West 3D's titanium anode filament. I really like that. Yeah, so I have a 200 watt LRS power supply. I need a 350 watt LRS power supply. That's my only issue. I could put the 200 watt in there and roll the dice with it, but on the switch wire, the bed runs off of your 24 volt as well. But anyway, when I rebuilt this, I put the bigger full-size steppers. I put a big chunky LDO 0.9 degree stepper on the Y, and the big moon steppers that come in the 2.4 and Trident kits for the X and for your AB drives for the X and Z motor there. So now that thing runs perfect. I was occasionally losing some steps, and I also, the magnets in those Prusa beds, one of them is an authentic Prusa bed, the other one's from Blue Rolls. Both of them, the PEI sheet would slide on it, and I thought I was skipping steps till I realized no, my bed shifting. So I took Andrew was nice enough to send me some 300 size magnet sheets that he had laying around. So I put one of those on there, cut it out for that bed, and good to go. All right, man. I appreciate that. Uh, let me know. Let me know if you got one of those. Yeah, I think the beds are all right now. The one that's on there is the Blue Rolls bed. The original Prusa bed is the one that would go onto the other switchwire. Low sync. Buenos dias. How are you today, sir? All right, this should be heated up. If it's not, we have a problem. Make sure. Wait a second. Second. Extra. Once more feeling. Let's go. Good. Cool this down. Screw this down. So I'm not probing the bed with a super hot nozzle. All right, let's see how it does. How's the box turtle coming? Yours is mostly built. I just don't want to take my Trident apart to do new toolhead things. Ah, crap. Yeah, that's what we got to do. We got to do the new toolhead stuff. Did you self-source the Doom Cube or was it okay? So listening, I bought the Formbot Micron Plus kit. And then I bought the Doom Cube extrusions and panels from DFH. And did that. If you're interested in doing it, I've got a link to my GitHub and my printables page. So I worked with everybody in the Doomicron development that designed all the skirts and all the printed parts for the Doom Cube, and got everything together, figured out what works together, and set that all up on my GitHub. If you pick up the extrusions from DFH, and you go to my GitHub under Doomicron, for the DFH stuff, everything you need to print is right there. It's also on my printables page. Printables doesn't let you organize it as nicely as GitHub does, though. But feel free to go over to the GitHub, download it anyway, and drop it a like, because it really helps me out. I'm really trying to get enough points to get me one of those fancy printables hoodies. DFH is shipping stuff, Poity. So next weekend starts the rebuild on the Voron. We are ripping it apart, and we are rebuilding it with these purple extrusions rather than the black extrusions out of the Formlock kit. We're using these ones from DFH. These lovely purple ones from DFH rather than the black. So it'll be the white Doom extrusions with these lovely purple ones on the inside for the main frame inside, to match the purple and white theme of the thing. So that's going to be starting next weekend. But the box turtle is, in answer to your question, Poity, this is where we are with the box turtle. It is built. We are trying to get it onto the Trident. So in order to get it onto the Trident, we had a bunch of other stuff to do. Yesterday we did the clicky clacky door and the skirts. Now we got to do the tool head cutter and get the thing programmed. Nice. Do you have one of the magnetos, Poity? Oh, awesome. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. There's a lot of really great things said about it at first, and then silence. It's in pieces right now. Why is it in pieces? Are you working on putting it back together? So did you get sent it to do beta testing, or did you actually buy it? All right. While that prints, shut this down. Turn the power off and see about putting this filament cutter on here. See a man about a filament cutter. Why rail started having issues. So my biggest concern with that, with the magneto, was going to be the resolution on it. That's all. They're really big magnets in comparison to a stepper motor. So, yeah, exactly. So that was my concern. Uh, so you've got really big magnets, and that means how many micro steps is that thing running? Like on this, I'm running 128 microsteps, but it takes several revolutions for uh, this to get around. So, like every revolution is probably as many magnetic full steps. I mean, you got 200 full steps on these motors for each revolution. That's taking you 40 millimeters across the bed. And on that, yeah, but you're still taking partial steps across the magnet. Each magnet moving from one magnet to another would be the equivalent of a full step in a stepper motor. And I mean, how many magnets goes across that a rail? You're probably covering the entire length of your axis in less full steps than one revolution on a stepper motor. Yeah. Um, like can you do that precisely? I'm sure. Can you do that precisely, consistently every time across a long time? Like linear motors are used in industrial stuff, but it's not used for that fine of a precision movement thing. Um, so it's really cool that they're trying that, and that we're working on all these different things. I don't know that it's necessarily the right solution long term. I think you're probably better off with servos on ball screws. I mean, you can get a crazy amount of accuracy and precision that way. Because then every revolution, I mean, you could be moving, rather than 40 millimeters, you could be moving, 4. And then yeah, you know, you've got an insane amount. Yeah. Yeah. But that's just me and my experience and how I would do it if it was me designing and building the printer, which it's not. So it doesn't matter. All right. See what we can do with making the film code. Let's see if we're missing a spoon. So previously, we epoxied our blade in there. See how that works long term. This looks like a 50 millimeter screw. It is a 50 millimeter screw. Think rep with proper I2C interface with the drivers for the rails would make it more reliable and better control. Maybe, I don't know. I have no experience with rep firmware. Um, I don't know. Neither confirm nor deny. All right, getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get our filament cutter mounted. We need some heat sets. Low sync. This is a filament cutter for the rapid burner tool head. It's on printables. If you need it, I can go grab the link for it. Do you need a link for it? Yeah, it's on printables. If you do end up needing it. I'm so impatient with these soldering irons heating up. They take forever. All right. There's that. Let's get some T-nuts. A pine sol. Low sync. The GitHub for the ant hub for the ant head now has a filament cutter called the leaf cutter. That's actually going to go onto the Micron during that rebuild. So there is a filament cutter for that now. You will have to reprint your ducts on your tool head though, or at least one of them, the one on the left if you're looking at the front. Yeah, so the pine sol, yeah, I'd like to get one. I look at them though, and sometimes they're really cheap, sometimes they're really expensive. I've now got a 100-watt power supply out here, so I can drive the thing. So yeah. Grab some screws. Let me grab M3 washers to give this a little bit more area to grab. Yeah, so that's what I've got out here now. I've got where's gallium nitride chargers. It's 100 watts. It's got 3 outputs. One at 100 watts, one at 60 watts, and one at 15 watts. And depending on if you've got 2 things hooked up, it's 60 and 30, or like it just depends. I got it really cheap. I bought 2 of them. I wish I had bought more. They were on clearance at Walmart for $7. I really wish I had grabbed more. I got 2. Wish I had bought more. I've got one out here that used to be in my bag, my backpack for when we travel and stuff. And I've got an inverter in the car. So I plug that in. Kids in the back could charge all their crap while we drive, like driving down to Florida and stuff. Driving out to Jersey, where you're in the car for 1 to 2 days. Having the kids have power to whatever it is that is keeping them busy and quiet is nice. They'll run off 12 volt. Oh, nice. We used to have one of those stores that bought like the Amazon pallet stuff, and sold it, but it didn't last long. And I think it's because they decided that rather than selling stuff stupid cheap, what they were going to do was take return stuff that might be missing parts or damaged, whatever. Look up the price on Amazon for that given item, and then charge you 90% of it. I'm sorry, but I'd rather just pay the extra 10%, get it from Amazon, and have a way to return it if something's wrong with it. If you want me to take a chance on something that's returned, it better be like 50% of the price or less. Yeah, exactly. Not worth the risk at that point. You know, $5 for a charger that is normally, you know, $40 or something, that's worth the risk. I'll risk $5 on that, but I'm not going to risk $35 for this $40 charger. Yeah, exactly. They run out of people see dollar signs. They for a while on YouTube, it was people buying these pallets of returns, opening them up and going through and saying what they were worth and talking about how much money they made off this thing. They never actually sold the crap. They didn't show like real world, oh, I managed to sell everything off this pallet that I bought for $300 for this amount of money. This is what I ended up making off of it. They just went through and said, oh, this is worth this. What are you talking about? Worth it to who? It's only worth what somebody's willing to pay you for. I see the same thing all the time with people selling stuff in like the marketplaces on the Discord stuff. You know, if you're trying to make off of it, you know, you've got a $30 controller board and you're trying to sell it for $25. Well, yeah, it's $5 cheaper, but I have no recourse if something's wrong with it. And I got to pay shipping for it. I could pay $30 on Amazon and buy the same controller board, and it ships to me free tomorrow. So it's actually cheaper for me to buy the new one than it is to buy your slightly discounted. You want to sell me something on Marketplace? Mark it down 50%. Make it worth the risk. That's part of the reason why I try to avoid selling anything. Because it's like, it's worth more to me sitting around as a spare part than it is to sell it at, you know, what would be a reasonable price to people. Now, I sold a bunch of stuff earlier in the month to pay for these cameras for doing the streaming stuff and whatnot. But, I mean, I sold it with an end goal in mind, and I sold it for what I think is a fair price. The fact that people jumped on it within 2 minutes, literally less than 2 minutes from me posting it, I had messages. Like several of them. I had to tell several people, like, nope, sorry, it's gone. And people, and when you sell stuff for a fair price, it sells quickly and it's gone. They're happy. You make some money off of it. Everybody makes out in the end, and you're not reposting the same stuff that you're trying to sell for 3 months trying to unload this stuff. Clearly, if you're whatever you're trying to get out of it, people don't think it's worth it. Yeah. The one store, exactly, the one store that's still there is selling stuff at what people judge as a fair price or a good price. You really want to move that stuff, you want to turn it over quick, which is what you need to do. You do not want that stuff sitting on a shelf in one of those Amazon return stores. Sell it cheap. Move it through. Make your money not on each item, but on the volume of items that you are moving through there. If you sell 100 items at, $1 profit, you've made $100, versus if you're selling, one item at $100 profit, but you don't sell it, you made $0. And people don't realize that. That's how business makes their money. Like, manufacturing and stuff, it is made on volume. It is not made on individual items. Walmart does not make a lot of money off of you per item. Their markup is not much. It's the fact that they sell thousands of them that they manage to make their money. And that's the business that they're looking at going into, and they don't realize it. Anyway, that's enough ranting about that. Let's get this apart and do this filament cut. Now, I do believe this is just going to screw onto this in place of the spacer that's already on there. The problem here is that the Allen driver does not fit in here with the top panel. I need a short little stubby Allen driver. And I don't have one. That is the biggest problem with the Trident. It's trying to work on the tool head. You don't have enough point. I know that it was designed using the existing frame from a 1.8, so you've only got so much to work with. But I really wish there was another 20 millimeters on this of this tool head. I considered replacing this tool head when I was thinking about putting a tube on here with the arch type, because it tilts the extruder back. So there's a slight bend in they call it a micro bowden. It's going from your extruder down to your tool head. and your extruder's tilted back a little bit, which would probably make loading filament into this thing a lot easier too. Especially trying to do this reliably with the filament changer is my biggest concern. Because filament likes to get caught right up here in this E-cast fitting when it's going through. And if this was tilted back a little bit and it wasn't making a 90-degree turn here, it would probably make it a lot easier and more consistent load. I think in order to get this to load right, and that's part of the reason why I'm putting cutter up here, is it's going to need to load up here. So it's not also coming in, making a 90-degree turn and coming in at an angle, turning that way. Yeah, the arch type has a, I mean, I think it's pretty awesome tool head. And it has so many options. I have the side curtain fans on this, so technically I could run the version that doesn't even have fans on it. There's an experimental one that can mount the tube on it, but no longer doing a tube anyway, so it doesn't really matter there. They've got several options for, you know, doing and repeating ultra high flow. But they've got, I think it's Blackbird or something, that uses the 4010 blowers like this on here. I'm really happy with how much cooling I get off of those. And I do not want to fling around big old 15 fans. Alright, I do believe that that cutter goes in place in this. So we're going to need to cut down our PTFE tube that's in here. Let's get something and mark that where that's going to need to be cut. Okay. Right there. Grab our reamer, give this a little chamfer. Yeah, most of my machines are tube. How do you like those? Like I said, I was considering it. I was going to get one from Albi. But the money that was earmarked for that ended up going to something else. I had a puppy that needed to go to the vet. Still have one puppy that needs to be sold, so I can get the money from that. So if anybody wants to buy bulldog puppy, although getting to be less of a puppy at this point, 5 months old at this point. Let me know. This is going to be a pain in the butt whenever I need to try to take this apart. Real pain in the butt. English Bulldog. English Bulldog. Has AKC papers, has all the whole nine yards. I have two English Bulldogs now because we kept one of the puppies. Patch the pirate pup and two Yorkies, a golden retriever, and a cat. Yeah, see, you need to add a English Bulldog to that list. Let me see if I can find you a picture of her. Ding, ding. Oh, that is her. Mrs. Poity? English Bulldog puppy? Look how cute she is. She's so sad. She wants to go home with you. Her name is Scarlet. Well, we tried to find her a home. I will let Scarlet know that Mrs. Poity said no, she does not love her enough. She is not cute enough. Anyway. We need some hex nuts, and we need to drill them out. Put our T-nuts away, put our heat sets away, put our heat set thing away. Get two M3 nuts. And drill them out. We need to drill it, and we need to drill. Tightening those belts seems to have helped with our QGL situation. On the micro. I think this is the right size drilled up. Tuxedo, good morning. How are you today, sir? On this fine Sunday morning. That is the right size drill bit. Drill. Battery. I'm doing well. We're making some progress towards getting this box turtle finally installed. Me too. They're nice. They're really nice. So they're the ones. The stealth skirt, that Seaboard modified, for their all-wheel drive Trident thing. To work with the clicky clacky door. Nice. It's where I hope to get to this weekend. But it may or may not happen. We'll see. I still have tomorrow morning that I can work on stuff. Kids are going to be on spring break though, so who knows. So get this put in here. So this goes into there, and the filament comes through it, and the nuts act as kind of a way to give a hard surface to hold on to the filament, so that your cutter can cut through this. Works the same way in the Filomatrix cutter. Only Filomatrix only has one. This has one on top and one on the bottom. Yep. So it just kind of pushes down in there. And then they'll go like that. And then your filament cutter runs in between them. And cuts it. Like so. So, Mike, thanks for the subscription. So your filament comes through there, and then your cutter comes across like so. I'm not hiring. I wish I had funds to hire somebody for something. I wish I had a work from home job. Tuxedo, no, my Trident's a 300. Looks like these are going to screw through here. They are available for the 350 size if you do not have the clicky clacky door. If you have the clicky clacky door, uh, there might be somebody that's modified them. I didn't look that far. They're on printables. I can post up a link here in a second. Let me get this screwed in. I'm hanging it on my mic. Just grab my wrench out of my hand. Like I said, give me a minute here. Give me the link and they might. Somebody might have modified them. That's definitely needs to come out a little bit more. All right, the springs go inside of here, like so. Then snip this thing closed. That just pushes in like that. This is a real pain in the butt. My head's scrubbing. All right, let's huh. It's not working for some reason. There we go. Now it's working. All right, let's pull up printables. So here's the original ones. Remixes. There are mod for the Trident, 300. You need a 350. Oh, this isn't going to work either. Let's see what we got. This is what I have on there, but I modified this screen mount. Now, what you could do is you could do just like we did yesterday on stream. You could print your corners, your screen mount, and then take and merge, extend, cut this part here, merge the back of it to the 350 millimeter skirt version from the original file that I just posted a link to. Extend it out to the right length for the 350 and merge it with the regular 350 skirt so that it comes out farther. That's what I had to do for the screen to get the right screen mount. Yeah, you'll have to figure out the length of it, just scale it on that axis out to that length, then take it, line up with the right side, the right 350 front skirt, and then combine them, and then just modify the one part so you can cut just the front off of it, and then do it that way. If you go back and watch the stream from yesterday, you can see where we kind of fumbled our way through figuring out how to do it. Because I have no CAD skills, so we had to figure out how to do it in Slicer. Yeah, so it's just those two pieces on the side, and you only have to do the one, because then once you got the one, you just mirror it, you know, clone it, mirror it, and then you've got your other side. So you only have to do it once. You only have to do it for one file to make the whole thing work. If you happen to have the Big Tree Tech Pi screen, the 5-inch one, and you need the screen mount, let me know. I'll send you the file that we worked on yesterday to do this. Well, Tuxedo, that's cheating. If you're not doing it the hard way in Slicer. Yeah, if you can work your way around Fusion, you'll have no problem at all. Oh, I don't know if the step files are there. Yep, step files are there. So here's your step files for the Seaboard Trident extended skirts. And then files. The step files aren't here for this, though. Oh, no, here they are. CAD. Right here. I think the stealth skirts exist for the 2.4. Yep, here they are for the 2.4. That looks pretty sick. I don't know why. That's sick. I like that. Yeah, you even stealthified this later. Nice. I love it. Love it. .4 rebuild's going to get these. 2.4 rebuild's going to get these. What tool head? That's the archetype tool head there. With the Voron center thing. We're gonna go ahead and oh, I already have them in printer stuff. Look at that. Love it. I'll post these up in chat for you too. Yeah. So I had the clicky clacky door for the I had the clicky clacky door for the V0. I ordered it the first day, like within 5 minutes of West 3D announcing it and listing it. I ordered it. I got it. I started building it. The bushings that West 3D, that LDO originally provided in the kit weren't the right ones, so I had to wait for the right bushings. But then, there was no skirts where everything came out and everything was nice and flush with the front of the door. So the door was just going to hang out and overlap things. And there was no panel clips. So I ended up having to modify the panel clips for it, you know, freaking months, 6 months later when I finally put it on there. So they're up on my GitHub if you happen to need those. But the skirts and stuff, and then I got working with the guy that modified the skirts to get modified for the little screen mount, because it was just available with the touch screen mount, which I really wish I had, because I don't know, I hate that. I don't mind the little control knob interface thing. It does the few little simple things I need it to do. The issue I have with it is it's another MCU and it gets disconnect errors. That's why I hate that thing. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. My lady just woke up. I want to see how she was feeling. She wasn't feeling great last night. What are these skirts? What is going on here? Galileo 2 XL skirts. Interesting. Interesting. Modeled to look like the Trident stealth skirts. It's pretty cool. Anyway. Oh, you guys can't see it. So these are for the Galileo 2 XL Z drives for the 2.4. It's all modeled to look like the Trident stealth skirts. That's pretty sick. All right, back to what we were doing. poor hand. Where's that? There. I'm getting frustrated with this screw. I don't know if even the threads have even wrapped.
Hey, what are you doing?
Working on this printer streaming. What you up to, Smalls?
I was gonna ask if I was ungrounded yet.
Nope.
Love you.
Let me check. Oh, my back's hurt. Tell you what, I was so sore last night after doing this all day. So Friday night, woke up 9:30 p.m. Went to work. Worked all night running another person's machine because they needed to go do some training. So we ran another person's machine for 8 hours. My machine, I finished my work order for the week Wednesday night. So my machine was down. So ran his. Got off work at 7 in the morning yesterday. Came home. Streamed all morning. Shit. Put a piece of PTFE tube up in that thing. I think. Anyway, streamed all morning. What, did grocery shopping. Streamed all evening. Got done. Made some cooked dinner. And went to bed around 10. Ten, 10:30, so it was a 25-hour day yesterday. But by the time I went to sleep, boy, my back was killing. Alright. What is my patience? I hate taking this top off, but oh, look at that. That one wasn't even, that head wasn't even in the right spot. I should really print these clips I have on the sides for the top. So I think that's what we're going to do. Top panel off. Still needed to get a driver in here. Check. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Figure out why this stupid filament thing isn't working right. Oh, no, I don't need to. Excellent. Didn't go too long, so. I didn't know if I needed a little piece of PTFE tube up into the bottom of the extruder or not. But I do not. Alright. Let's get back over here to the monitor. So close this out. Home, new project. Gray's already loaded into the switch wire, so let's put that there. Keeping track of all your print files is one of the hardest things. 5mm. We need 4 of these. For these. Yeah, I'm the same way, but keeping all your STLs organized for what's to what and everything else is a pain. Like I've got like 400 gigs of STL files. This is not PETG. This is ABS. And go. I'm gonna have to go run the dog out here in a minute. Tuxedo, I have faith in you. I believe in you. If I can manage to do it in a cave, scraps, you, sir, can manage it. I promise. All right. New project. No, we don't want Trident. Well, no, okay. Okay, and we need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16 of these things. Tuxedo, how's your Micron doing, man? Perfect. That one already has the blue loaded in it too. Upload and print. And we're off. Really hoping the build plate that I ordered for the Micron has the same like little attachment orientation things that that build plate does. All right. That looks way better. It's even got a little Voron logo. I guess I could have done that. Well, I can't do it on switch wire. That's not going to print glass filled. Micron works beautifully. Awesome. QGL sometimes takes more attempts than I'd like, but nothing more. Yeah, so that's the problem I was having yesterday with mine. I retensioned the belts, and it seems to be doing better. But, yeah, I have issues with QGL on the thing, too. I had half a mind to increase the micro steps on the Z-axis and see if that helps. Unload this phone. It's the new Z drives, Boydie. It's the new ones. Let me see here. Let's, because I would wager that The Micron is running 32 microsteps on the Z. And I'm wondering if I put a washer before the plastic small belt isn't maintaining tension. I think I do have washers there, Poity. We'll check it when we tear it apart. So I'm running 120. Running 32 micro steps on X and Y. On Z, I'm running 32. $128. Stepper Z. Stepper Z1. Stepper Z3. Save and restart. I can't remember who modified this grill for me for the ant head, but yeah, just a little chungus on the end here, another one come through. All right. After that cools off, we'll recheck. Why is this set to 80? What are you doing to me? Where's the unload macro? How did you get changed? All right. Back to our filament cutter. What size screws do we need? It's like 16's too long. Yeah, my Micron has boop on it. Lever arm. All right, this is cooled down. Let's home all. See how many times around it takes to do a QGL. I forgot. I need to take that dog out. Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta run this dog out real quick. Take me like 3 minutes. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Uh, yeah, Jack, all those are definitely issues. All right, let's do a QGL and see if I get better. See how the Z is just like wandering way crazy on these numbers. It just increases every time. How do you adjust the tolerance for a QGL? Yeah, there's nothing here. This is QGL section. There is no tolerance listed here. Point speed. We've got points. We don't have speed. $50. Retries 5. Enter. And retry tolerance. What did you say yours was at? 0.009? It's currently 0.0075, which is default. Zero point zero. Well, took 2 retries last time. Let's see what it takes this time. What's the default speed for a QGL? I think that 50 millimeters a second is still too fast. Yeah, but when you're probing, you don't want it to go fast. You Ugh. Yeah, exactly, tuxedo. Well, that time it only took once around. I think accurate to within half a layer height is probably okay for QTL. That mesh will take care of the difference. But I'm going to slow down the probing. I like the fact that there's now this on the side. So you can skip right to a section. That's nice. Speed 25. Are you sure? If that's the case, I'll slow down the probing speed. But we'll go ahead and run this once and see what the speed is. Might be right. All right. Let's see. Machine. Probe section. Probe. Probe. Speed 10. Let's see. Yeah, the one is the probing retry tolerance. The other one's the QGL tolerance.
No, what I just changed now was the probe. What I added earlier was the QGL tolerance. Put this on. Just line up. Where it is. Right about there, it looks right. Grab a screw. And that one for screw for that side. Put it up on here so we can lock this down. Yeah, QGL failed, too many retries. Power, firmware restart. Home all. Yeah, it's proving to be quite irritating. Mine's set to 5 retries too. It's not There we go. Now that screw won't go anywhere. All right, slowing that down, my probe is getting way better results, way more accurate results. So that's going to help. See, if the probe's not getting accurate results, then it's not going to QGL right. I'm using Boop on the Micron, but that time it worked perfect. The probe tolerance, the variation in each probe every time it probes it was fluctuating so much that there was no way it was gonna like QGL it to an accuracy less than the probe's accuracy was. So we had to get the probe reading right. So I slowed down the probe and boom, done. All right, so now we've got to fill in the cutter. We've got our screw, got our skirts all on. I think we're good to probably work on getting the box turtle programmed. I think. Yes, I do believe. I should have modified that skirt to have a little round hole so I could put one of these cannon plugs on the back of the skirt. I might do that. Let's pull up the slicer. All right. Home, new project. New. All right. Let's go downloads. Keystone. Filtered inlet. All right. Here. No, we need the keystone. Skirt power inlet. Skirt keystone. All right. Let's lay this down. Let's add a part, add a cube. All right, which one do I got this going? Got it going out of the. Got it going out of that one. So I need to put this on that one. We need to scale this down. Scale in. All right. So what we're trying to do is fill this hole where this keystone is. Is being very stubborn as far as moving this. Nope, undo that. Trying to get this level to the top. That's probably as good as we're going to get. All right, 10 millimeters. Now we need to scale that to 10 millimeters. The heck? I want the generic cube. Now I want to scale that. To 10. Yes, I can get Orca bigger. Hold on. Is that better? That's definitely not the right size either. 8. Oh, here. I know exactly how to figure this out. No. Don't want cereal and slice the plate. Seven millimeters. 7.2. Yeah, 7 millimeters. Prepare. Generic cube. Scale. 7 millimeters. Enter. Now move that. Move it up. So, there. Now we're going to need to shift. Add a negative part. Add a negative cylinder. What diameter do I need it for these cannon plugs? Where's my scale? Alright. So we need a diameter for our cannon plug. 12 millimeters. Size 12 by 12. Enter. Now we're going to pop that right there.
Make you feel pretty?
No.
Oh, okay. Are you ready
For what?
to leave?
No.
Okay, well, we got like 30 minutes, so.
Okay.
Okay.
That's still sticking down there. The heck? Uh, Good Lord. Seven millimeters is right. Generic cube. How tall are you? The wrong freaking height. Generic cube. Go down. There. Generic cube. I don't understand why I can't just lay you on a face. Oh well. There. Anyway. So, now we've got the should slice with a 12 millimeter hole in it. I know, it ignores anything below the bed, but I was going to take and export this. Now I need to take and create a hole that this can be reset into. So add another negative part, a cylinder, scale that, and let's call that 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters, and let's do 3 millimeters tall. Down to there. Let's see if that gets us where we need to go. I know. It's an RCD thing, sorry. All right, this is going to have to print with some supports. Support. A tree. Normal manual. Snug. And also supports. Yeah, see, this is why I kind of needed it to whatchamacallit. So let's go out here. Now I need to export as one STL. And rename this stealth, skirt, cannon plug. Save. No. Let's open up a new instance of Orchid Slicer, new project, download. Where did I just export that to? Probably in here. Stealth script cannon. Oh, you son of a bitch. It didn't export the negative parts. I wonder if I turn on this to normal. Slice it. What's it give me? Hey, it put the supports where I needed it. Awesome. All right. Sorry, y'all. I know that was boring. Now we need to put our layer pulls in. Right here. Add a pause. Reslice it. And now we're going to go ahead and rename this. Upload that. Yeah, it's kind of bullshit that it won't export with the negative part. But at least it put supports there. Yeah, 4.2 millimeters. Because it pauses before the layer, before it starts printing the layer that you pause it at. So 4 millimeters is the last of the top layers for the cheese grater part. So then it'll pause when it goes to the next layer. I made that mistake a couple times. And pause it, switches filament, and then it printed one more layer on top of it. All right, we're making progress. We are making progress. We got the micron acting right. We got the filament cutter installed on the Trident. I've only got like 15 minutes before I gotta leave to go to this birthday party. We've got the panel clips printing for the top panel. So your skirts are 3-color. Oh, nice. So you got like the center part of the cheese grater another color than the outside part of the cheese grater, and then the rest of the skirt another color. That's sweet. That's sweet. I could have done that because I got 3 colors on this. Made the centers of the cheese graters orange. I'm definitely not using that much filament to print them again, but that would be sweet. That would have been sweet. No, Alex, you're not reprinting your skirts again. Damn you, Jack, and now I'm gonna think about that for the rest of eternity. Okay, at least you don't see it that much. Thank you for letting me know that. This is trying to track my whole body. Let's switch this over to half body. There we go. Now it's not trying to zoom in on my gut. So we're gonna call it there. Maybe this evening or tomorrow morning we'll work on soldering up the wires for the CAN bus and programming this box turtle so I can finish getting the box turtle on here, and then we'll hopefully by the time I go to work Monday night have a box turtle installed on this thing. Hey, Jack, I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate you putting up with me and hanging out. Appreciate everybody else for hanging out. I'm going to call it there. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the stream. I think most of you guys are subscribed now. If not, drop a sub. Come back, check us out. Probably be back on later tonight for part 4. We might do a marathon stream tonight. Because I don't go to work till Monday night. Starts my Monday. So we might do a marathon stream tonight to get this thing going. We'll see if my back stands up. All right. Thanks for checking us out. have a good rest of your afternoon now, and I'll see you all later this evening if you come back.